Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.
So my daily work is in a sketchbook for sure. It's sort of like a portable studio. You kind of just go everywhere with you, and it's consistently the same, ready for you to work. It also acts like as a diary or a calendar. I mean, you can date it, so you can kind of go back and see what was coming out of you on those dates. And I also like that the sketchbook, it's immediate. A drawing is, I don't know, under 10 minutes, I would say, 5 minutes a lot of the time, or a painting. You're doing it in all different kinds of moods and agendas in your life and all these things going on, whereas a drawing, it's only happening in that one moment, in that one emotion maybe that you're at, one state of mind, where a painting is many. You may notice that the canvas looks wrinkled, but I never paint on a primed canvas. I start with layering it with paper, gluing paper to it. And the paper usually is maybe 2 to 3 layers of that, covering each layer. And then it allows for me to start with some history, maybe 5, 6 layers deep with gesso. And then as I want to dig into the history of the painting, I have something there. It's sort of like an old city as opposed to a pop-up new city with a mall. There's no history to it, just those sidewalks don't have any history to them. The gutters don't have any history to them. So I like the canvas to have some layers of history to it to work onto and sand away from. The figures themselves, I don't know where they come from. In many cases, I'm not drawing a specific figure in mind. I'm not trying to draw a sad person or a scary person. It's more of an exercise, like yoga or something. I just kind of let my pencil go, and from those sort of scribbles, as you may call them, imagery just sort of emerges from it. So the rule is I really don't change that imagery. Sometimes I want to make it more pleasing, let's say, but I try to stay out of it and not try to consciously come in and clean things up or make things more appealing. That rule's always been there. So some pieces look off to me, but I've kind of stuck with that philosophy where I won't go back in and try to put a smile on it or anything. I like working with a ballpoint pen. I've been working with a cheap ballpoint pen since I was a kid. My mom showed me an article of an artist who did a drawing of the president at that time, President Carter, and that drawing was in the White House on the wall, And it was with a ballpoint pen, the very type of pen I was holding in my hand at the time. So I quickly started doing that and found it was easy to actually accumulate them. They were everywhere, but I liked finding them in the street from some strange motel somewhere or something. There was something fascinating about that. To try to use an everyday instrument to create something maybe not so everyday. I like sanding. I like taking away. Not even for aesthetic reasons. I think it's just part of the process that you make something nice and you have to kind of tear it away a little bit and start over. And that process I like. So it's more in line with life, I guess. I only recently started working with some mechanical pencils, and it had been probably at least a decade since I'd worked really in pencil other than colored pencil, as ballpoint pens always kind of been king, and still is, because primarily it's a everyman's tool to sign a check, you name it, what's done with a ballpoint pen. The fact that everybody uses it. It's a tool you can easily find. But I like mechanical pencils, at least the ones that I've started working with, a couple of fat guys and one that I seem to have to use all the time now. But I guess it brings me back to early drawing, working with the figure in college. I guess everything was I used pencil at that time, and oil pastel, which I haven't used in years. I guess a lot of the time the process is, I guess, king. It's just the making of it is, I guess it's like playing music. It's, that's where you really want to be, is in that moment, not after it's done, standing next to it, I guess. It's like the process of it. Maybe it's like being a gym rat in a way. I like not knowing where I'm going. I'm like a lot of creative people where it's okay, and actually a good way to balance a professional career with your work. It's all professional, but not putting all of the pressure on the paintings to work and sell and support everything. It asks a lot, and that's asking a lot of it all the time. is great to be back in the studio again. It's not new to be in the studio again, but it certainly is new to be in the studio in front of a camera and really, honestly, not knowing the cameras there most of the time. I just seem to not be aware of it, and that's good. Certainly the editor has more work to do when I forget, but it's new for me. I hope it's enjoyable and that you can kick back and have whatever your favorite beverage or beverages are and enjoy it, and feel free to comment, and I will be back with more of this painting soon, and we'll see where it goes. I have no idea, and I have no idea what it'll be called, so if you've already got a name, throw it out. All right, talk to you later. Thanks again.